Story 1. I genuinely care about their well-being. It's not just small talk when I ask how they are doing. I truly want to know and help if I can. Story 2. I am an introvert, but I really want to talk to strangers and make friends. I'm just scared to initiate the conversation. Story 3. I try hard to lose weight, but it always comes back. I'm not lazy, and I'm not just eating unhealthy foods or drinking soda. I go to the gym and work out regularly. I strive to live healthily every day while managing small children and a full-time desk job. Yet the weight remains. I have lost more weight in my lifetime than the combined weight of 2 grown men, but it always returns and gets worse. People who don't understand the struggle often don't recognize the challenges and can be extremely judgmental. Story 4. I am genuinely trying to make everything work out. I believe people think I am lazy, but the truth is I am so depressed that it is a struggle to do even the bare minimum. Story 5. When I am overstimulated by loud noise, I do not react in the typical way. As a result, I often get ignored when I express a desire to go home or find a quiet place. Story 6. I promise I am not intimidating. I am very direct, but I care a lot about everyone and want people to know I am always open to chatting, whether it is small talk or something else. I wish more people noticed how observant I am as well. Story 7. I wish women would understand that I'm not trying to flirt with them. As exhausting as it is to constantly be approached, it's also extremely frustrating when everyone assumes that I am interested. Just as a woman can talk to you without any romantic intent, men can do the same. Story 8. Sometimes I wonder if anyone notices the little things, like the way my eyes light up when I talk about something I love. What is your passion that you wish more people recognized? Story 9. Just because I am nice and avoid conflict, and generally try to maintain a pleasant atmosphere does not mean I am foolish. Story 10. I have gained a significant amount of muscle. I understand that it's not always appropriate to comment on others' bodies, but I believe I look great, and I wish more people would recognize that. Story 11. When I make a prediction, especially regarding the actions and behaviors of people, it inevitably happens. My ability to predict human behavior is remarkable, but few people pay attention due to my appearance. One relative has even asked me to stop making political predictions because of my accuracy, which frightens her. Story 12. I feel awkward because I am trying hard to step out of my comfort zone to socialize and engage with others, but I just feel uncomfortable. I am not creepy or weird. I am simply processing social interactions at a slower pace than you. Story 13. I do not usually mean to interrupt. I just have trouble telling when people are finished talking sometimes. Story 14. I wish people would notice that I am also a human being and I have feelings because everyone acts like I am not affected by trauma or discrimination. Story 15. I am trying my best. Yes, I can be a little sensitive at times. But come on. I am usually polite and dependable. Please do not judge or ridicule me for being quiet or timid occasionally. Story 16. I truly sympathize with what they are going through, and I really do care. It took me a long time to realize that my face sometimes gives off an "I'm better than you" vibe, even though that is the complete opposite of how I actually feel. Growing up, I could never understand why it was so hard to make new friends, especially after we moved twice. Whenever I brought it up, my mom would always say, "They're just jealous of you." But deep down, I knew that wasn't the real reason. Story 17. I am doing my best with a difficult situation, and I understand that it may not meet expectations. Today, I am batch cooking. If you would like the front room carpet swept, I can show you where the vacuum cleaner is. Otherwise, I will clean the carpet on another day when it is scheduled. Story 18. I just want to be seen. I go out of my way to make things easier for others, but it often feels like people take me for granted and do not notice or care about the things I do. I drop everything for others, accommodate them, and am helpful. I wish someone would take care of me for once. Just do something nice, something simple. I do not ask for much. Story 19. I have been through a lot which has affected me and my personality. I do not mean to come across as rude or unpleasant sometimes. I sincerely get triggered or feel threatened, and the coldness or anger I exhibit is a defense mechanism. I am becoming more aware of this and working to prevent my emotions from reaching those extremes. However, it would be nice to be recognized for the strength and resilience I have demonstrated and to receive grace and support when I am triggered. I do not want to feel this way. I do not like being an outcast. I just do not know how to trust in a way that does not feel like it betrays the experiences and lessons I have learned from trusting the wrong people, especially when those people were my parents. Story 20. I don't think my loved ones, friends and family, including my wife, realize how much I inconvenience myself to make them happy. I do a lot for them without telling them. I've never really needed recognition, but I tore my Achilles tendon last month and have been unable to walk since. Since then, I have been hiring a dog walker or having my mother come by to walk our dog. The house is a mess. I've been spending money on takeout because I'm not cooking much right now. We've received several parking tickets because she doesn't get up to move the car after parking it on the alternate side. We had a conversation about why the house is such a mess and why I'm spending so much on takeout. Her reasoning was that her hours at work have been so demanding that she can't clean up or cook as much as she used to. The thing is, I was the one cleaning and cooking dinner 3 to 4 nights a week. I was also the only one walking the dog, which I didn't and still don't want because I know how much goes into raising a happy, healthy pet. She does a deep cleaning once every 2 months. She scrubs the bathroom and mops the floors, and she's an amazing woman. But for her to say, "It's a mess because I'm busy," feels dismissive. It's a mess because I can't do it, although I have been managing all the things she doesn't address. I thought we had a great system where she appreciated all the day-to-day things I do. But it seems she believed the house never got dirty because we're not messy people. There has usually been food on the table whenever I was hungry, as I made enough for both of us. The dog gets walked, but that's not because I enjoy going out in the cold and pouring rain. I hope no one reads this rant about nothing. I love my wife and my friends and family. However, I think something needs to change about my personality. I need to start demanding credit for everything I do and stop being the person who does the entire project while everyone else gets the same recognition. Story 21. It's not that I don't care or love them. It's that I'm so awkward I don't know how to communicate on a meaningful level. I can go months without talking to someone for whom I would walk barefoot through fire because I don't know how to talk to them. Story 22. I possess skills and knowledge that could assist them. My friends are so accustomed to seeing me struggle and ask for help that they do not seem to realize that I am quite competent in many areas, and I want to support them. Story 23. That I actually care when I ask how they are. I both hate and love the fact that I can see the pain in my best friend's eyes when she smiles. I also hate and love the fact that I know she is not okay even when she says she is. Story 24. I wish people would stop interrupting me, talking over me, and ignoring me in group settings. Story 25. It is all an act. I am so depressed that I do not go a day without hoping that I do not wake up. I look fine and I seem fine, but I have never been allowed to just be. If I do not get out of bed for days, it is because I am lazy. If I lose a job, it is because I am not capable. When I cannot take care of basic life functions, it is because I am a spoiled, selfish individual. I am not okay, and I am exhausted. Story 26. People say our conversation makes them feel good, but then they go on with their lives. My happiness seems contagious, but then they treat me like a stranger. Story 27. I wish people understood how mentally tough and resilient I am, but they tend to focus more on results than on the journey. Story 28. It's superficial. I compliment people on their perfume and cologne choices. I would love for someone to tell me that my perfume makes me smell good. Story 29. Just because I have a beard and muscles and sometimes come across as insensitive doesn't mean I don't have feelings. There are reasons for the way I am, and I shouldn't, nor should anyone else, apologize for who they are. Story 30. I come in peace, and so should you. In other words, I will respect you if you are willing to respect me in return. Story 31. I am a sexual being. I am a 59-year-old woman. As a woman, reaching a certain age often means that men no longer notice you. I am divorced and have been single for too long. If the men my age that I see around town, at the grocery store, at the gym, knew the thoughts I was having about them, they might want to give me a second look. But because I am no longer the attractive young woman I once was, no one notices me. Story 32. They can use me in a healthy, positive way, and not in toxic and narcissistic ways. Story 33. I am much more than just my looks. Just because I am not conventionally beautiful does not mean I am not an amazing and caring person. Story 34. I wish people would notice when I'm struggling personally and professionally. At work, coworkers often ask, "Can you help with this?" Or, "When you get a minute, can you check this?" It's always about what I can do for them. I understand we have goals to achieve, but it can be exhausting. Often, they can look up the information or complete the task themselves. My grandmother, who was my best friend, passed away last year. When it happened, some people offered their condolences, but that was about it. Then it returned to what I could do for them, piling on more tasks. Some days, it's all I can do to drag myself to work, but no one seems to notice. It's not just work. I am grateful for a few good people in my life, but everyone is so busy that I rarely feel like a priority. I always try to be there for others and be a good friend, family member, or employee. I'm trying to branch out and meet new people, hopeful that I will make some new friends. Story 35. My heart. I'm a talkative person, and I have a serious expression. I'm not the thinnest, and I have noticeable hyperpigmentation on my neck due to excessive hair growth. I have an underbite and gaps in my teeth. But I'm really sensitive. Honestly, I can be emotional. I love making people laugh, cheering for them, and helping others. If I make a promise, I will do everything in my power to keep it. I try very hard to be honest with people and myself. I am also very respectful. Yet it seems that everyone only sees my exterior when I have so much love and affection to give. Story 36. I wish people would notice how good a writer I am. In these days of social media, writing has lost credibility. I have been writing blogs for the past 18 years, but I have not been fortunate enough to get attention, let alone passive income. Story 37. I'm just shy. Just because the conversation isn't flowing easily on my end doesn't mean I don't care about what you're saying. Story 38. I was forced to grow up fast, so I'm good at carrying a lot on my shoulders, both for others and for myself. A lot of the time, I'm really not okay, but I appear very put together, so no one really picks up on it. Even when I tell others that I'm struggling, I'm not sure they understand because I manage everything while still appearing composed. Since I grew up quickly, I've always taken care of myself and rarely asked for help. This eventually led me to have a complete mental breakdown and start medication. Check in on your friends who always seem okay. The people who seem organized and keep everyone around them stable. It may not be obvious when they struggle. Story 39. I care about others deeply, and all my actions are intended to express care and love. I struggle to convey my feelings because I don't want to appear weak, as that can be challenging in relationships or dating. Story 40. I genuinely can't hear them. I swear I'm not ignoring you. Sometimes I just smile and nod to indicate that I'm listening, but if someone says or asks something, I have no idea what it is. I don't think I'm necessarily hard of hearing, but if there's a lot of background noise, even if it's relatively quiet, sometimes words just sound like a jumbled mess mixed in with the other noise. Also, my resting face doesn't mean I'm mad at you or anything in particular. It's just the way my face looks when I'm deep in thought. Story 41. Whenever I go out to eat with someone, whether male or female, I always look around the venue for the exits. I make sure to sit facing an exit, just in case of an emergency. I know where to go and what to do. Although I cannot always sit facing the exit, my dad was a Marine, so I learned to scan a room when entering. Story 42. They knew my story, all my deep trauma and everything about my brother's assault. They said, "Sorry for everything. Sorry that we treated you like that. Now I understand where you're coming from. You were never crazy, you never were. All the pain was caused by others because you were too kind and unable to set boundaries." Story 43. I am not cold or stuck up. I am just shy. I like people, especially those who enjoy sharing about themselves and do not require me to do too much talking. Story 44. I may be old, but that just means I've had experiences that help me understand you. However, you seem to look right through me. Story 45. I genuinely care and notice the smallest details. When I'm upset, I am truly upset and want others to help me feel better. Story 46. I wish it were well known that I am looking for a relationship. I believe that would make the process much more efficient. Story 47. I have a heart of gold, and I care immensely. I am understanding, but I do have my limits. Just because I reach that limit doesn't make me a bad person. I can only help you so much. You also have to take the initiative to help yourself. Story 48. I am struggling greatly. I go to work and socialize, but I am using so much energy just to keep my head above water that I stopped living a long time ago. I am just existing at this point. Story 49. My goofy personality and good heart are apparent, but I feel like most people overlook them. However, when dating, my fun personality is often overshadowed by men who focus too much on my appearance, especially on dating apps. In person, it is much easier for people to appreciate my personality. Story 50. I am worthy of respect, and although I do not mind doing chores, my adult children should have taken over long ago. Story 51. It's always me driving to see them for a catch-up. 40 minutes for Marie, 2 hours for Ruth, an hour for A&J, and 3.5 hours for my brother. I've fallen out with him, so at least that's no longer necessary. I really wish someone would come and visit me in my new house. Story 52. I enjoy debates and deep conversations, getting to know people more than a superficial level of familiarity. However, it seems that the world of human interaction has evolved. I feel out of place in modern times. Story 53. As sarcastic as I may sound or seem, I don't mean to. I know I'm a straightforward person. I just don't like to beat around the bush. I do try to sound nicer, but I don't have time for insincere friendships. Story 54. I would like to be acknowledged because I exist and have feelings like everyone else. Somehow, I seem to slip through the cracks in society. Story 55. I am a person who is perfectly capable of standing up for myself and more than happy to do so. Not just a ditzy girl they can easily overlook. Somehow, it always catches them off guard. The initial impression is that I am at a mental disadvantage simply because I am a woman who takes care of her appearance. Story 56. I don't care as much as people think I do. I don't wrong people. If I give someone something, it's because I know it is the right thing, not because I want to or because I care deeply. There are a few things I care about. My children, my fiancé, my siblings, and my parents. It's cold, but I wish people would understand. I'm empathetic and sympathetic in understanding the difficulties of situations, and I can talk people through them, but don't mistake that for me being invested or caring. I'm making an effort to be a good person through my actions. Story 57. May he touch on the sadness that inspires me daily and my constant struggle to remain in this world. Story 58. I am a caring person despite my mostly monotone voice and stoic demeanor. I never learned how to feel comfortable expressing my emotions naturally with others. Story 59. Not sure I fully wish people would notice it, but I wish people could know that I have multiple sclerosis and that it makes my life significantly more difficult than if I didn't have it. My job isn't easy for a healthy person, and it has me riding on the edge of burnout as a chronically ill person. Story 60. One thing people should notice is that I am fragile. I get attached quickly and can become very bubbly in a moment. I like to share things and feel comfortable with others. If that's not okay with you, please let me know. Making me feel welcome and then abandoning me, giving reasons that I was annoying or made you uncomfortable, disheartens me and breaks me apart. If you can't care for me the way I care for you, please just give me back myself. I ask you not to break me. Story 61. I am genuinely thankful for everyone who has helped me. Even just holding the door for me, I truly appreciate it. Story 62. How incredibly gorgeous I am. It's actually unbelievable, but I'm the only one who sees it. Well, I think. Maybe they do. They're just intimidated by my stunning beauty. Story 63. I have a lot on my mind all the time. I have 16 story ideas and have finished about 3 of them so far. I have 8 show ideas, pages of funny quips and scenarios, an album of about 15 original songs, 9 business ideas, and 20 cool inventions, of which at least 9 are worth exploring. I also have 3 toy ideas, 7 radical ideas that may never see the light of day, for video game concepts, a couple of board games, 3 big art projects, and about 6 growing plant ideas I have always wanted to try. Why do I want people to know this about me? I hope it's not for attention. I just feel compelled to share that I'm not a complete waste of potential at the age of 41. I once had incredible dreams, and I'm sure there are others like me out there with numerous ideas but lacking the motivation to pursue even one. Knowing that life often keeps us living paycheck to paycheck. Story 64. As I grew older, I stopped caring about what other people would notice. It's not worth stressing over. Story 65. I am truly trying hard and have a passion for things, but my brain isn't wired like theirs, and that doesn't make me less caring or motivated. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.